Hi, Daily Antidote of Song. It's me again. Third time lucky on the Daily Antidote this week. Hi. Nice to see you all. Lovely to see all your faces rolling as usual. Let's say hi to our live stream folks and to each other. Thank you, live streamers, for joining us here. And it's still Women's History Month, and the week is dedicated to women's history. We have a very special event today with Alex Cumming and his group. Alex Cumming is a traditional singer, accordionist, pianist, and dance caller, originally from Somerset, which is very close to me. Somerset in the UK. We're like next door neighbours in the UK. And he now lives in Brattleboro. And he has some of the Olive Dame Campbell Class with him. And he's going to tell us all about, or the whole group may tell us all about, Olive Dame Campbell. Not Dame Olive Campbell, but Olive Dame Campbell. So we will get to that. But we need to welcome all of you first, of course. So let's welcome the beloved Erin. Lovely to see you. Thank you for all your tech wizardry. Hello to Jojo in New Hampshire. Thank you. Hello to Alex Cumming and the John C. Campbell class. But no, they're in the John C. Campbell Folk School. That's correct. Good. I got that right. Peter Amadon, hello in Vermont. Athena in Brooklyn, New York, welcome to you. Phil, Pauline and William in Newcastle, UK. Arlene in Berkeley, California. Karen in Oregon. Gary and Christy in Massachusetts. Susan, hi, in Cincinnati. Aloysius in Massachusetts. And Hodder there in BC. Welcome. Dan Walker in Vienna and Sue Miller in Coulter. Another Sue Miller in Seattle. Whoa, that's amazing. I love that. We have name twins. Fantastic. Kevin in DC, hello. Bonnie in Boise, hi. Cricket in Maryland. Susan Scott. Carolyn in Boise. Well, I missed you yesterday, Carolyn, or the day before. It's day 1432. How amazing is that? Anne in Nashville, welcome. Ruth and Clive in Birmingham, UK, welcome to you. Bob in Albany, Delhi in Maryland, Lola in BC. And who else do we have? We have Linda in Orcas Island, Annette in California, Amanda and Miles in Michigan, hi to you. Kathy in Colorado, Marcia Yale in Huntsville, Dawn and the Curly Tops in Vermont, Storm in Massachusetts, and Benet in Berkeley, California, Kathy Haynes in Somerville, Massachusetts, Linda Benoit in Concord, Massachusetts massive today, Trish in Victoria, Caroline in DC, Bronwyn in Victoria, BC, ooh, a mysterious chair connecting to audio, Audrey Strauss, welcome to you, Nancy and her beautiful cow from Washington State, Tom Yana, Isabel, Ray, Joe's mum, Elizabeth in California, welcome, LMG in Connecticut, and Gary and Christy again in Massachusetts, Diane in Cambridge, and finally Julie in Ontario. Welcome to all of you lovely people. Let's take a deep breath together. Welcome. Here we are. So, I'm going to hand straight over to you, Alex, to lead your song, and please do introduce your class. Let your class introduce themselves, and please feel free to share the song, and then afterwards you can tell us all about the Olive Dame Campbell class and where you are in the folk school. We'd love to hear, because I know you're really in the place of the history that you're going to be sharing with us today, which is wonderful. So over to you, Alex.
So I also just realised I forgot to send the lyrics. So I have lyrics right here that I am going to post in right now. And all will go fine, and all is fine and dandy.
Wonderful.
There's the lyrics. There we go.
While you're doing that, can you just mention the meetup? Because I completely forgot to say it, and it'll give you time to compose yourself. So, there's going to be a virtual DAS meetup. Ooh. This is going to be Alex's concert at Club Passim, Wednesday the 20th of March. The link is going to go in the chat, so you can all meet up there. That will be wonderful, and that's a link to Alex. There's also going to be a live meetup at Joe's house, which is in Tacoma Park. And it's going to be with the wonderful Leah Morris, who is over from Germany. How amazing will that be? That's Wednesday the 13th of March from 11:30 till 1. So if you want to go along to that, just go along. Do people just go along, Joe, or do they let you know? Just go along to Joe's house. How wonderful. I was joking. I was like, I wish I could come. Well, I'm not joking. I'm serious. One day I will find a way to swim across the channel and join you for something. So there we go. 2 wonderful ways to meet up with DAS family. And now we are back to you, Alex. Please feel free to share your song.
Yeah, so we are not going to sing this first song. This is going to be sung by Olive Dame Campbell. This was a recording of her singing later in her life during an interview, and she will tell you about this song. There's a little clip of her explaining the song, and we will talk more about Olive Dame Campbell in a minute. But I know we want to get to some lovely singing. But the key is that she is an incredible woman. She was born in Medford, Massachusetts, and then over her time, she collected a crazy amount of folk songs across Appalachia. We'll tell you more detail about that in a minute. But she first encountered folk song properly at the Heinemann Settlement School in Kentucky. And there she collected 4 songs. And this one that she's about to sing for us was her favorite song. It's a song called Barbara Allen. There are many, many versions of this. Maybe we'll sing the first verse just to get people the sense of the tune. And then we can, and then we'll let Olive take the show because it's all about Olive today. 'Twas in the merry month of May. So it sounds like this. 'Twas in the merry month of May, the green buds were swelling. Poor William on his deathbed lay, for the love of Barbary Allen. It's not in that key. I don't know why we sang in that key, but we have been here since Sunday. We are in our own special brain space now. So, we'll also say that we'll introduce the rest of our participants in a minute, but a couple of our rest of our class are off doing other things, either for personal things or for helping serve lunch here, so they're very helpful people. So let's listen to Olive. Let's let her introduce this song, and then we can all sing together and we can join this wonderful moment of celebrating Olive and this wonderful reach from history all together. Let me get this shared.
I'm wondering if Alex knows.
Alex, you're muted. It's not coming through.
It's not working?
Nope.
You were muted there.
You might want to not mute when you do it.
While Alex is just working that
Sorry,
out.
so you should have been able to hear her with us muted. That's how it works, but it wasn't working.
No, and we didn't do it in sound check, so maybe just try it the other way.
I did mute during sound check, but I will do that again. I love technology when it makes sense and then it doesn't. Let's try again.
No. So, you know the little button that says share computer audio?
Yes.
Or is it checked?
Oh, well, you're not going to get to hear her, and I apologise about that, but it worked in soundcheck, and I have no idea what's going on. This is absolutely ridiculous.
That's all right. We're also going to show photos of her later. I'll see if I can also get a sound clip.
Let's just try. I don't understand at all why this is not working. Is anyone hearing it at all?
A really good suggestion there. I'm getting still back now, which is interesting. Maybe Zoom is having a glitchy sound day. No, it's gone now, so that's good. We can put the link in the chat. If there's
it's not available online very easily. So this is why it's you can't go and find it somewhere.
Oh, what a shame.
Sorry.
Well, never mind. It's just one of those things, hey.
I know she said
Is that?
before she comes, young man, I think you'll die. Singing a ballad is not common, but she did it in form, printed English form. But I was unprepared for what came. She sat down in front of the fire on a low stool with a banjo across her knee. The use of a banjo, by the way, with the singing of ballads is not common. But she did it extremely well, giving a strange sort of rough, running accompaniment between the slowly sung verses. And this is what she sang. "'Twas in the merry month of May, the green buds were swelling, poor William on his deathbed lay, for the love of Gabrielle. He sent his servant to the town, to the place where she was dwelling. Said, love, I have a message for you. If your name be Gabrielle. She was very slow, I getting out, and very slow I going. And oh, she said, when there she comes, young man, I think you're dying. He turned his pale face to the wall, and death was in him dwelling. Adieu, adieu, kind friend, he said, be kind to Gabrielle. For William was dead in the old church tomb. Gabrielle was dead in the yard. Out of William's grave grew a red, red rose, and out of Gabrielle's grew grass. They grew and grew to the old church town, until they couldn't go any higher. They laughed and twined in a true love's knot, the rose around the grass.
Wow.
There we go. So what's really magical about that is that in Olive's founding of this folk school back in 1925, community singing was one of the biggest parts of her passions, a community singing and community dance. No matter what people were learning here, it started out very as a horticultural style folk school, but it moved into craft and all that. But whatever happened, people would always come together every day to sing as a community and to dance as a community. And so I really had a moment during that with Olive singing in a new version of the daily singing that she hosted. She hosted these daily morning songs where she would teach and teach and sing with other staff members. And this is just a newer version of that same thing. So it's just a really emotional moment to have her lead a song here at Daily Antidote song. Thank you all for singing along. It was really lovely to see you all singing along with her there. What a beautiful voice, right?
Very beautiful, very beguiling. And just listening to her voice is just like, wow, a lot of presence I felt she had.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I guess we can tell you a little bit about how she came to folk song. It's an interesting story. So she had met this man that she fell very deeply in love with, as we know from diary entries from her family members who were explaining how ridiculously in love they were and how completely oblivious they were to life around themselves as they were falling in love with each other. She met this chap called John C. Campbell, who she named this school after her husband passed away. But I'm trying to think of the best way to keep this short because we're spending a week talking about this. How can we do a nice potted history of this, eh? But her and her husband, John C. Campbell, were commissioned a project to come down here to this region, to the Appalachian region, to do a study on education and focused on education and documenting how people learned, what the schools were like, but also what the communities were like and how they were living here in a hope to be able to bring some more vibrant learning and help support these communities. And John and Olive both very much believed in community-based learning. They wanted to be able, they weren't like missionaries who would come in and go, this is the way we do it on the East, and this is the way you are supposed to do it. They were very much wanting to come into the communities, make notes, and listen to how their communities could be supported by newer education, which is wonderful. And yeah, I mentioned she encountered folk song for the first time in at the Hindman Settlement School in Kentucky. And after visiting and making amazing notes about these various places, the students and the teachers, along with Olive and John, gathered around a fireplace one evening and just started singing songs. And in that moment, she kind of realized the importance of these folk songs as part of the community, because they were a way that people gathered, the way people shared stories, and it was a real connection. It was multi-generational. The first 4 songs that she collected, one was this Barbara Allen, another is a song called The Foolish Boy, which is a kid's song that one of the school children sang. There was another song collected by another teacher, collected from another teacher called Young Bacon, or a version of Lord Bateman. And then another song we're going to sing in a minute, which was sung by 2 schoolgirls called Come All Ye Fair and Tender Ladies. And so she noticed that it was multi-generational and it was non-hierarchical. People would just come and share songs no matter their age, and it was their way of entertainment. And she really saw the importance of folk song. And she studied at university literature and education. So she also really saw the importance of these songs as a way of poetry and literature as well. And so going forward from that meeting, she went around to these communities and just collected all these folk songs around Appalachia. It was absolutely amazing. And then an interesting point of the tale, I will try not to monologue too much more because we want to make sure these folks get to say hi as well. And but this is the point that I think goes mad in my mind. So she actually ended up collecting over 200 folk songs in the Appalachia region. And she then learned about the presence of a chap called Cecil Sharp, who had been folk song collecting and folk dance collecting in the UK for a good while at that point. This is, they met in 1915. How well do you remember, like 3 days ago? And so she wrote to Cecil Sharp and said, I have been collecting all these folk songs and found all these folk songs in Appalachia. I know you're a folk song collector. Would you be interested in seeing my collection? And so she met up with him in Lincoln, Massachusetts in 1915. And Sharp was obviously very interested in the folk songs. He had no idea that folk songs even existed in Appalachia. He was just over teaching folk dance to some people who wanted to learn folk dance. And from there, he sparked a very big interest in Appalachian folk song. He thought, oh, these are all English folk songs, and they happen to be in Appalachia. And then in 1916, with help from Olive introduced him to a bunch of the collectors that people that she collected from, and introduced him to a lot of people and showed him around Appalachia. And then he collected all these folk songs around the Appalachian Mountains off the back of Olive's collections. And then they actually did co-publish in the first edition a book called The English Folk Songs of Southern Appalachia. But then in later editions of the book, she was merely moved from being first billing on this by Olive Dame Campbell and Cecil Sharp, and later editions just had her as a footnote inside with some contributions from Olive Dame Campbell. And just that quick fire pot story I've just told you about the fact that this never would have happened without Olive even meeting Sharp. Without any of her help, none of this would happen. And there were a bunch of her songs that she collected in that collection before Sharp was even on the scene. There are so many more aspects to all of this, but that is the whistle-stop tour of her collecting folk songs. I want to stop monologuing because I can keep going. Shall we meet some of our lovely participants here?
That would be wonderful. Thank you so much for that. That was brilliant gold to listen to. Thank you.
We'll maybe introduce ourselves and maybe where you live and why did you want to come and learn about Olive?
My name is Celia Larson. I live pretty much here in Brasstown, North Carolina, so very close to the folk school. I'm actually on the board here, and we're approaching our 100-year anniversary of Olive founding the school. So that's probably the main reason I wanted to do this class, was because of Olive. I just wanted to learn more about her, read her words, sing her songs. So that's my story.
Thank you.
My name is Linda Allen. I've been here for 45 years. And that's the first time I've heard Olive Dame Campbell's voice. We've really learned a lot. And it seems like, research is starting to uncover more about her. Anyway, so I've that's the main thing I'm interested in, is knowing who she was in her early life, which I knew nothing. I didn't know where she came from, where she's buried, anything. And now, so surprised. I have heard these songs before, but I didn't know she collected them and was the first to. These were the first 4 of them. Anyway, it's exciting.
My name's Ruth Morrison, and I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I've been to John C. Campbell Folk School many times and taken many different classes, and this time I just came for the fun of singing.
Yay! Awesome. A great reason. Thank you all. It's lovely to hear your voices and what brought you there. And I know we have a couple of photos which will be wonderful to see, which Joe is just going to bring up. And just to remind you, there she is. Wow.
Yeah. So this is awesome. This photo of her here is lovely. This is actually a photo of her at the folk school.
Yeah.
So she did loads and loads of amazing things. She was such a community builder. And one of the big things she did was start up the Brasstown wood carvers. She saw the value in wood carving, not only as a social situation where people just gather around, carve and chat. But also she noticed the importance of crafts in this community because people could learn to do these crafts and sell their crafts to bring in money to the community as well. And so this is a photo of her at the folk school with one of her carvings that she made. It's really lovely. Oh, yeah, in the gardens of the folk school. Oh, yes. We want to talk about this gentleman.
She was a friend. It was George was a friend and married to her partner, Marguerite. Bidstrup.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That was some lovely photos. Good finding, Joe. You're a magical
selection. Yeah, what a wonderful. I love the stories you told. That was really interesting to know that she was at the same time as Cecil Sharp, but then to hear about that misattribution or reducing her involvement. Sad, same old story. Hey, it's really good to know that as well about her. So.
Now there's so much more to the story. There's you can go to the John C. Campbell Folk School website. There's a bunch of history about her on there. And a year and a half ago, I was here doing a mentorship program on her collections, and there is like an hour-long video of presentation about her history and her folk school, starting the folk school, and a bunch of the other songs that she also collected. And so you can check that out. It's a story that definitely is hard to tell in 10 minutes, but and we mentioned that she was so in love with John C. Campbell, and they were a huge influence on each other. They intellectually connected in a really amazing way, which is why she named the folk school after him. But that does also mean that on the surface, there is an assumption that John C. Campbell founded the folk school. And so much of this community and why it still exists today is because of the vision that Olive had when she came here and wanted to create a community and support a community that was here. And her influences really traveled across the whole country and across the world now, just by the way she approached folk singing, the way she approached folk dance, and the way she approached how to look after a community and how to support a community. She helped start a credit union in town. She helped like all these business things start. And so she was just such an amazing mind, such an inspirational woman that everybody should really know about. She was such a forward-thinking woman in her time and absolutely amazing person. I invite you all to go and investigate more about her.
Yes, thank you, Alex. Your reverence, respect and love for her is just beautiful to receive. So thank you for loving her so much and bringing her to us today. Perfect for Women's History Month. And
I would also say that I've learned how to do this now. Y'all, I've been in South long enough. Y'all should come down here to the John C. Campbell Folk School. They have amazing. So there's music and dance programs, but there's also programs in just about everything. There's weaving,
woodworking, carpentry,
pottery,
blacksmithing.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's so many things. Cooking. We are right above the cooking studio, so we get a lot of really nice smells. And we've been trying to steal their food, but they have not been giving it to us. So we've just been quite sad about that. But yeah, you should come investigate. Check out the website and see what they have to offer here. It's a pretty incredible experience. Yeah,
wonderful. We will do. It's in the chat, so we will do.
Yay!
Lunch. I'm thinking of your lunch now. So will you sing for us? And then you sing for your supper.
I would like for you to do your couple of notices. Actually, I don't have the lyrics for this one, so you're just going to have to listen.
Yeah, I will mention the meetups again. So just to mention again very quickly, anyone who wasn't here at the start, there are 2 Daily Antidote meetups I'm going to whiz through. The first one is an in-person one, woohoo, with the amazing Leah Morris at Jojo's house in Tacoma Park. What a special event. Leah's over from Germany. That's Wednesday the 13th of March, 11:30 to 1 p.m. So you can just turn up for that. There's also a virtual DAS meetup at Alex's concert. Alex is here with us today at Club Passim. The next Wednesday the 20th of March, the link is in the chat. So lots of opportunities there to meet up with fellow lovelies from this room. So Alex, are you ready?
Yes. I want to say, you can Google and look up the words for "Come All You Fair and Tender Ladies." We're all on our own computers. We can do that. And maybe Erin will find a version and post it. It might not be exactly the same, but it'll be pretty close you can sing along with. And this was a version, again, in that same time that she first encountered folk song. And with that recording of Olive that we've had, we've been thinking about how she approached singing folk songs and how we can apply that into how we sing and deliver folk songs. And we are partway through learning this song, ready for a performance tomorrow. But I hope you'll join in singing with us this "Come All You Fair and Tender Ladies." 1, 2. Come all you young and tender ladies, take warning how you court young men. They're like bright star in a cloudy morning. They'll first appear and then they're gone. They'll tell you some lovely story and tell to you their love is true. Straightway to some mother girl and court her, and that's the love they have for you. I wish I were a little sparrow, as with wings, and I could fly. I'd fly away to my false true love. While he would talk, I would deny. But I am not a little sparrow, got no wings, nor cannot fly. I'll sit right down in grief and sorrow and try to pass my troubles by. If I had known before I courted that love had been so hard to win, I'd lock my heart with the keys of golden and pinned it down with a silver pin. First verse. Come all you young and tender ladies, take warning how you court young men. They're like a bright star in a cloudy morning. They'll first appear and then they're gone. Yeah.
Yes.
Go explore Olive Dame Campbell. Go and find out everything about her. Spread the good word. Come here to the folk school and do all the learning. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Can we have a round of applause again for these wonderful, wonderful friends here? Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes. Thank you all so much. That was a joy. And we're going to wave you out now because we know it's your lunch time. So go and enjoy your lunch. And we'll see you again
Thank
soon.
you.
Thank you. Thank
Bye
you.
for now. Great. Oh, how wonderful, how wonderful. Bit of an extended daily antidote today, so I'm going to zip through the goodbyes. Thank you all for being here. What a wonderful day it was. Thank you, Erin in NYC. Thank you, Jojo in New Hampshire. I think I'm hosting you next week for Leah Morris. That's going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to that. Phil, Pauline and William in Newcastle. Bye for now. Let's make a plan to swim the channel. Yeah, let's do it. Arlene in Berkeley, California. Goodbye. Susan in Cincinnati. Don in the Curly Top. Sue Miller in Seattle. Kevin in DC. Cricket in Maryland, Carolyn in Boise, Anne in Nashville, Bob in Albany, Lola in BC. Goodbye to you all. Peter Amadon, Vermont, looking dashing in your hat there. Laris in the UK, Athena in Brooklyn, Kathleen in Albuquerque, Amanda in Miles, Benet in Berkeley, Diane in Coamo, Puerto Rico, if I've said that correctly, Linda in Concord, Hodder in BC, Bob, Mabel and Bears, goodbye to you all, Kathy in Colorado, Annette in California, and then Trish in Victoria, Storm in Massachusetts, Deli in Maryland, Aloysius in Massachusetts, Dan Walker in Vienna, Fred in Silver Spring, Marsha Yale in Huntsville, Anne in Silver Spring, Ruth and Clive in Birmingham, UK. Thanks for being here. Have a wonderful day or evening. Gary and Christy in Massachusetts, Kathy Haynes in Somerville, Caroline in DC, Isabel and Ray, and Deborah in Kentucky, and Sandy E in Western NC. Goodbye to all of you. Enjoy whatever you do today, and happy birthday, Diane! 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 Yay, that's lovely to end on. Thank you for tuning in on the live stream, if indeed you have, or you're watching this at a later date. Lots of love to you all.